Welcome to the latest article from Clive. God inspires, so I carefully write them down. So draw on in closer as we share with you this article. In your busy times, tuck me in your pocket with headphones, earbuds, earpods. Let me read to you on a train, a plane, walking the dog, in your happy place. This article is called Daily Manna. How well would we survive if we did not eat daily? Yet, as the humorist would say, 7 days without prayer makes one weak. So it is very true that 7 days without spiritual food makes one very weak or very sick unto death. We do need daily for survival and moment by moment for spiritual survival, for it is just like breathing. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-17, rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing. So here is something from the Exodus that we can learn from. You can also explore the daily sacrificial system from Exodus Sanctuary Service to discover even more dailies. Exodus 16:15, and when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna, for they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, this is the bread of the Lord hath given you to eat. Exodus 16:26, 6 days should ye gather it, but on the 7th, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. Exodus 16:4, and then the Lord said unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, and that I may prove them whether they will walk in my laws or no. Exodus 16:21, and they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and when the sun waxed hot it melted. Exodus 16:19-21, and Moses said, let no man leave it till the morning. Notwithstanding they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank, and Moses was wroth with them. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and when the sun waxed hot, it melted. Israel in the Exodus went out early each morning, carefully collecting this little thing, small like a white coriander seed, well, all except for Sabbath, that is, and collected their daily bread. And this was fried, boiled, baked, made into a vast array of edible delights. But it was always collected early each day, or the rising sun would just melt it away. If you tried to store it up for the next day, it spoilt badly, stunk, grew worms, but it was fresh each morning, double portion on Friday, so that you had Sabbath covered as well, and it kept Sabbath fresh. Now Jesus is the heavenly manna, died on Friday. His flesh did not spoil over Sabbath, just like the wilderness manna. And he rose from the grave on Sunday morning, very early, or maybe it was even Saturday night, soon after sunset. Psalm 16 verse 10, for thou wilt not leave thy soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Another messianic prophecy fulfilled. John 6:34-35, then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life, or manna. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 4. And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. Quote, the Jews honoured Moses as the giver of the manna, ascribing praise to the instrument, and losing sight of him by whom the work had been accomplished. Their fathers had murmured against Moses and had doubted and denied his divine mission. Now in the same spirit the children rejected the one who bore the message of God to themselves. Then said Jesus unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven. The giver of the manna was standing among them. It was Christ himself who had led the Hebrews through the wilderness and had daily fed them with the bread from heaven. That food was a type of the real bread from heaven, the life-giving Spirit, flowing from the infinite fullness of God, is the true manna. Jesus said, "The bread of God is that which cometh down out of heaven, and giveth life unto all the world." John 6:33 RV, and quoted from DA, page 385. Quote, "The children of Israel did eat manna 40 years until they came to a land inhabited. They did eat manna until they came unto the borders of the land of Canaan. For 40 years they were daily reminded by this miraculous provision of God's unfailing care and tender love. In the words of the psalmist, God gave them of the corn of heaven. Man did eat angels' food," from Psalm 78, 24-25. That is, food provided for them by the angels, sustained by the corn of heaven. They were daily taught that, having God's promises, they were as secure from want as if surrounded by fields of waving grain on the fertile plains of Canaan. And that's quoted from PP page 297. Showbread was perpetual and was linked to a daily of the manna. Leviticus 24, 5-8, "And thou shalt take fine flour and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2/10 steel shall be in one cake, and thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 in a row, upon the pure table before the Lord. And thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, and it shall be on the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And every Sabbath he shall set it in order before the Lord continually, being taken from the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. This is the bread of the presence, as it is always before the Lord." And each Sabbath morning the priests gathered around the table. And in communion they put on the fresh bread and ate the bread from the last Sabbath, dusting off the frankincense onto the altar of incense, to be burnt up as a sweet savour. So they ate the bread and drank the cup of the drink offerings that was daily received and poured into the pitchers kept on the back of the table of showbread. Psalm 73:28. "But it was good for me to draw near to God. I have put my trust in the Lord God, that I may declare all thy works." Matthew 6:11. "Give us this day our daily bread." Jesus was in the habit of being up early and to seek his Father's will in communion and prayer. And sometimes it was an all-nighter. We are very careful to recharge our cell phones, so how well do we recharge our soul for the trials ahead of us each day? Let us resolve to be always eating daily manna. It was so nice to be able to share this exciting article with you. Thank you for letting me to have a few moments of your precious time. Please could you help me out by pressing the like button as well as the subscribe and the bell icon, so you will continue to follow along in this wonderful, exciting journey of discovery. So until next time, please stay safe.